The final score, Wrexham 3, TNS 1. Now, if you're one of those people who thinks, oh, it's good that Wrexham have a women's team, I wish them well, maybe one day I'll go and watch them, now is the time. Can I just try and give a bit of helpful advice here? They are flying, and their games are superb entertainment. And this is a great result, which sets us up beautifully for the top half in phase 2. I mean, and again, we're in the top half in phase 2, which is fabulous. I mean, hell's bells. We had no right to get into phase 2. Our achievement in doing so is magnificent. The miracle of Swansea will go down in the club's history. And quite frankly, I was a little worried that playing a good team like TNS so soon after the exertions in Swansea might count against us. And indeed, when you look at the team sheet, I mean, we now know the extent of the injury Liv Fuller picked up in the first Swansea match, which is serious. And I will bite my tongue and not say any more about how that incident happened. But also, Lily Jones had to drag herself through those 2 Swansea games. She took a very heavy blow on the Achilles early in the first Swansea match. She never shies away from the challenge, and she was in the middle of all the physicality in both games, and she wasn't fit enough to start this match. So I was a little concerned that although we are playing gloriously, that when you take out 2 of our midfield 3, even though we have good players coming in to replace them, that's going to hurt us. I've said a few times recently, and I absolutely stand by it, that trio, Jones, Fuller and Brooke Cairns, for me, since Christmas, have been comfortably, from what I've seen, the best midfield in the division. All of a sudden, only Brooke Cairns is available to start it. I need not have worried, because we picked up where we left off against Swansea. 3-1 was a fair reflection of the match, and I have to say, just like the last game against TNS, 2.5 weeks ago, the victory is all the sweeter because TNS are clearly a really good team, and they looked it. In both matches, for me, TNS played well, but we were even better, and it was a superb performance. So let's have a look through it, shall we? Like I said, Lily Jones was on the bench. She would come on and she would have an influence, but she didn't have 90 minutes after the 180 minutes, saving for the time she had to be taken off of buffeting against Swansea. But we did well in the middle of the pitch because we had Cairns supported admirably by Nat Clark and Mary Gibbons, and they did ever so well. Also, Karen Allen came in at the back, the goal-scoring hero of Swansea, and she came into the back 3. We had a hell of a strong bench as well, with Phoebe Davis, who got injured as well against Swansea, also there, but having taken that knock, hasn't been able to start. And we started well, but it was fascinating. I mean, I couldn't help having in my mind what happened last time against TNS, because like I said, they played well, and they are a really well organised, well coached side with a proper, clear identity, and they press arrogantly is completely the wrong word, sorry. They press consistently, effectively, and they can destroy you with their pressure in their own half. They did it to Swansea in the Adran Trophy final. They did it to us in the opening 10 minutes of the league game, and everybody looks at how well you play with the ball. For me, that first 10 minutes when TNS were throwing punch after punch at us a couple of weeks ago in the first phase was a brilliant 10 minutes by Wrexham, because we defended superbly, we didn't panic, and then we counter-attacked them well, and we forced them back into their own half, and to use the football cliche, we earned the right to play, and it was excellent. Now, we didn't have to do that this time, although TNS did get at us. They're really quick. they have players who make quick runs that they've worked on and combinations that they've worked on, and you see the nice little triangular 1-2s and quick combinations down the channels, down the flanks, which open us up. The wing backs join in, they look to pen us in, and we did have to cope with some pressure, but we were getting out more easily, and as a result we looked threatening too. The first 2 chances of the game, the only 2 chances in the first 20 minutes, fell to TNS, although I felt that on balance we maybe had a little bit more of the game and actually looked a little bit more threatening. The first one was a long ball by Baker, which Lexi Jones took on the turn. There's a great take by her on the left channel, just outside the box. She's stretching, but she did beautifully to pull it down into her path. And so as she pivoted, she drove in a shot. I mean, Jones is a good player, and she smashed it in towards the bottom left corner. Trouble for her, we've got Lizzie Craven in goal, and she made a terrific save. Really strong wrist. Got down to it really well and pushed it round the post. An excellent stop by a goalkeeper who is playing out of her skin. Remember, she denied Jones that wonderful save in Wrexham's 1-0 win, didn't she? Halfway through the second half, and then Lily Jones went on and scored the only goal. They also had a chance from a corner. I thought their set-piece delivery was very, very good. They were just dropping those balls in on the edge of the 6-yard box, just into the sort of crowded areas where Craven's got to think, I shouldn't really come in for this, and giving them something to attack. On this occasion, the ball swept in from the left-hand side, and it managed to drop into an excellent area where Lewis had dodged her marker, but it just arrived a bit too high. She was about 7 yards out. It was a bit too high. She backpedaled, tried to get on top. She just couldn't, and it skidded off the head and went wide of the far post. Like I said, we've been looking threatening. Idendon and Suckley are a threat, and TNS, like I said, they're a pressing team, so they've got to have quite a high line, and they've got quick defenders, but that does always offer you the opportunity, especially if you back your quality and confidence of to pass through midfield rather than just knock it clear and hope somebody can run in behind. If you can get the ball into midfield and be brave against a strong press like TNS is, then you've got a chance to play that ball in behind the defence from a better position and get it right. And in the 24th minute, having threatened but not got through in that manner, we scored in a very interesting manner. Now, this is the sort of goal that I'm often thinking is a fluke. But I've got to say, in Wrexham's case, I think I'm going to make an exception. Because Cara Jones has done this once, now Ava Suckley has done it, and Cara Jones did it again in this game against TNS. A goal from a crossing position. Now, this was tremendous. It starts off actually with Cara Jones and Brooke Cairns really combining well on the right hand side. At one point, Cairns in a really tight area with lots of TNS players around pings a pass at Cairns from about 3 yards away. Cairns' soft feet to receive it and then get a good pass back down the line is great. And there were some wonderful little technical passages of play by Wrexham, a side that are, like I said, look well coached and are improving in their combinations, and frankly, as players, there's some lovely football being played by us at the moment. That little combination allows us to win a throw-in, so we maintain that combination. The team are not scared of being pressured and pushed into a corner, because it means that if we get the pass out of there right, we will eliminate a lot of the defenders who are pressing us. That's what we do. Jones with the throw-in, back to Cairns. Cairns pops an early ball into Suckley, and she has now released Suckley one-on-one against the defender. Suckley, well, she's a baller, and she's brilliant. She engages, she does a lovely little shimmy and step over, and she sent the defender the wrong way, and then from the right flank, like I said, a crossing position, she shoots and scores. I think it's clear Wrexham are looking to do this. We are looking to exploit goalkeepers who maybe aren't so confident on aerial balls, then we are looking to drive balls into the high part of the net from tight and catch them out. It's a hell of a good goal. I said that I expected TNS to be similar. I forgot to mention the reason I thought that is there was only one change in the side that played us 2.5 weeks ago, and that was in goal. And their keeper Hayden Jones will be unhappy with the 2 goals that she concedes in the first half, but will, to be fair, do exceptionally well in the second half. We'll get to that in a moment, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to mention her unfortunate moment first, because 2 minutes and 18 seconds after Suckley scores, she scores again. And this one, I'm afraid, is an error. The ball's not long. Again, it's an error, but errors happen because people do the right thing and force them to happen. Wrexham are working ever so hard. The fitness levels of this team, I've been saying it for the last year and a half, it's terrific. The ball's played back to Hayden Jones. Also, our prep, our analysis is really good. They know when to press and who to press, and Inden and Suckley both go to charge down the keeper. I'm not saying they're expecting to dispossess her, but they're certainly, I think, hoping to get a weak kick out of her by pressuring her. So they both go to pressure her. Inden gets close. Hayden Jones actually turns away from her successfully and does well to sidestep her, but then looks to play the pass across the face of her box and gets it wrong and hits her at Suckley. As long as Suckley's first touch is right, it's a goal. Her first touch is right. Her first touch, she just knocks it into her path, and she essentially can walk up and smash the ball into an empty net. Wrexham 2-0 up. And between that and the TNS goal, 12 minutes later, there's no real chances created, but we look very good. Really in control. Like I said, up until those goals, I would say we're edging it, but TNS are making chances. Now we are really knocking the ball around beautifully in midfield. TNS are struggling to get a grip of the ball. They're holding a good line outside the box most of the time. They're defending well enough, and they're making us work, but we are looking very, very, very fluent. However, TNS are a good team. And I said that they have quick transitions, they're sharp in their passing, they clearly work really hard on those movements, and they grab a goal. I don't want to say out of nowhere, because they can do that. They've got good quality players going forwards. So Lexi Jones drops off. She was sort of playing off the front 2 who was split, and she was drifting around trying to get between them, sometimes trying to drop off and be a second striker sometimes. It looks like they'd lost Chantal Tier in the warm-up. She was on the team sheet, but didn't start the game. So that's a blow for them, to be fair. Lexi Jones feeds it a ball down the left. It looks like she's just overhit it. It's a great ball in behind the wing backs, something which, like I said, TNS were trying to work overloads in that part of the pitch. It looks like she's just overdone it, but Dunkley does really well, keeps chasing, gets there as the ball's about to cross the line. She definitely keeps it in, there's no controversy about this. And Havard has been quicker than our defence attacking the 6-yard box. Maybe they're thinking it's going to go out, and Dunkley pulls it in, and Havard has a simple finish, just gets there ahead of the defence. We respond well to this. When you're playing like you are and things are going right, letting in a goal suddenly and a game which is looking comfortable suddenly becoming tight again, it can have an effect. But as we've seen, the mentality of this side is frighteningly good, and we immediately get back on top of it, and we finish the half strongly. We have an opportunity, a heck of an opportunity with 2 minutes left. Great ball by Suckley over the high line, and Inden is all on her own running through the middle. Hayden Jones is stranded. She's got a high position, starting position, which quite frankly is correct because of where her line is, but the perfect timing of Idenden's run and the perfect weight on Suckley's pass means she's completely stranded on the edge of the area. Unfortunately for Wrexham, Idenden doesn't get enough on her lob. She picks the right option, she doesn't get it right, and it's actually an easy save for Hayden Jones. It doesn't get any real height on it at all. A real opportunity. Idenden clearly annoyed of herself. Within a couple of minutes, she's had another go. Lovely, patient move this by Wrexham. Idenden, Lovett and Lightfoot all involved on the left-hand side. In the end, Lovett feeds Lightfoot in. She pulls it back, and Idenden from 25 yards just shifts it out of her feet and goes for goal. Can't keep it down. But again, Wrexham knocking on the door. We start the second half. Well, in fact, in the 47th minute, we all thought we'd scored. Corner from the left-hand side by Cara Jones. Great run by Katie Sharp to the near post. Good glancing contact with her header. It actually hits a defender, her marker, and that sends it spinning towards the bottom left corner. Hayden Jones does well to get down there, to be fair, with a big deflection on it like that. But having got down there, fumbles it. It bounces, as it turns out, I'm 99% sure, onto the inside of the post and drops in the goal mouth and is hacked clear. At the time, like I said, at our commentary spot, the bodies were in the way, and the way everyone reacted, and the fact that that you didn't see the ball immediately coming out again, we all thought it was a goal. And actually, the replay doesn't do much in terms of showing us more, because it's the same angle that we had. But yeah, it certainly appears to have hit the post and come back out again. But wow, it was a close thing. But we are really strong at the start of the second half. We have the luck of a side who are not going to let a team come back in just because they've grabbed a goal back. We have another opportunity. Terrific work by Nat Clark in midfield. I'll come to her in a minute. Superb interception by her, and then not just an interception, but a great first-time pass. And from a bit of pressure in the middle of the pitch, suddenly we're running away again at them. Midden driving down the right channel, carries it to the edge of the box, twisting and turning and putting a defender off balance, and then hits a good shot from the edge of the area. Defender manages to get there and deflect it just wide for a corner. That corner is cleared for the throw. It's good hustle by Cara Jones to win that throw, and she will be rewarded for it because she puts in that hard work, takes the throw quickly. Nat Clark plays a good ball down the right, and Cara Jones does exactly what, like I said, she did at the Rock, about 3.5-4 weeks ago. Right hand side, crossing position, and she sticks it inside the back post and scores. And that last one, I felt at the time, that's probably a cross, although it's sort of not necessarily struck like a cross. This is the same. They're deliberate, aren't they? She's deliberately thinking, I can lift these, I can put them in. And Wrexham have a 3-1 lead, and we kind of have discovered an Adran League cheat code, possibly. Hope so. We immediately make a change. Lily Jones comes on to get half an hour on her legs. Mary Gibbard comes off. Put in a very good shift in the middle of the pitch. And we continue to make chances. We're looking like we could run away with it a bit, in all honesty. There's a terrific move, which starts off with Lily Jones' tackle in midfield. Cara Jones helps it down the right. Suckley pops it back inside. Lily Jones has followed up after her tackle, beg your pardon, receives it, pops it to Iddenden in the D, fabulous vision. She's backing in as she always does. She looks to be looking left, and that is where things are going, right, which is where lots going on. The build-up has all come through there. There are players out there following up their involvement, but then she suddenly hooks a perfect ball to the left and finds Lightfoot in acres of space in the box. A glorious ball. Lightfoot drills it. Okay, probably should have scored, in all honesty. It's a hell of a save by Hayden Jones, though, who does so well to get across quickly to her right and then get down low to her right and push the ball away. And as she had a rough ride in the first half, fair play to her. It's a really, really strong piece of goalkeeping. We keep going. Lightfoot's really annoyed with herself, you could see that. And a couple of minutes later, she has an opportunity. Karen Allen making one of her trademark charges out from the back. Manages to find Suckley. Good ball again out to Lightfoot, and she cuts it onto a stronger right foot and tries to rip it around the keeper. Puts it just wide of the goal. So we're really in control. We're looking extremely good. TNS changed their shape. I think they have to. And again, I've got a lot of respect for Shauna Duffy and her coaching staff, and they clearly set the team up intelligently, and they respond to the fact that Wrexham are looking so good. They switch their shape around, and they have a good spell. Pull themselves back into the match. Evans is a little bit unlucky. She drives a shot in from the edge of the D, pulls it just wide of the left post, and Craven's in control, to be fair, but nonetheless it was a decent hit by her. However, we also look solid and defend comfortably when we have to. And the rest of the game, yeah, is played with a sense of control. There's only one more opportunity, really, in all honesty. Rosie Hughes comes on and is making a fantastic nuisance of herself, and Wrexham keep looking sharp up front. Rebecca Pritchard comes on to give Cara Jones a rest and does a good, strong, solid job, game management, if you will, just controlling things. Phoebe Davis comes on for Karen Allen, who's worryingly, came across the bench and had a quick word and then came off a minute later, so I hope she's okay, because she's been struggling to shake injuries off all season. Davis did well, made one really good interception in the 6-yard box, but essentially we kept TNS at arm's length pretty well, and like I said, that one opportunity, which is again Idden dropping off, playing a lovely ball in for Suckley's running in towards the edge of the area, and Baker does really well to get across and just beat Suckley to us, or she'd be 1-on-1 for the hat-trick, and manages to hook the ball clear. Suckley also did have a near post header that she was hoping might be a hat-trick chance in the second half, but it was blocked. An excellent performance, and well, a terrific way to start the second phase. We continue to be in wonderful form. I mean, Cardiff beating Britain Ferry. I think, let's be realistic here, we're not going to beat Cardiff, or catch them, should I say, which is a shame, but there's not enough games left. There's only 15 points left to play for. However, we're only 2 points behind TNS now, and actually even going into this game we had a better record against the other teams in the top 4 than TNS had this season. TNS have been ruthless against the bottom 4 teams, which, as we know, we haven't been. And then we're only, 4 points behind Britain Ferry, so we've put ourselves into a very nice position here, haven't we? Looking at the performance as well, Craven, excellent. Only had the one real save to make, but it was a superb save early on to keep her at 0-0. She made a very good intervention outside the box when the ball was knocked forwards. She's brave in those situations, but then she backs herself because she's good with her feet. And there was one very unpleasant corner ripped in that she took really well over her head. Again, she just looks bristling with confidence, and quite rightly. Speaking as a failed goalkeeper, if I was able to put in performance like her, I'd be backing myself, I can promise you that. The back three were terrific. Katie Sharp. Just Katie Sharp, She's come into the middle of this back three for this huge run of matches and has really got down to business. She's been superb. And in this game, a number of times she was just sharper than the strikers and would step in and intercept. The forthrightness of her defending was great. There were 2 clearances she made in the second half where, it made me think, cricket's a great sport, and the writers can be quite poetic sometimes in describing things, probably a little bit too romantic, sentimental, poetic, but yeah, it can be good to read. Well, they talk about the satisfying sound of a well-timed shot, the leather of the ball hitting the willow of the bat, and that lovely sound it makes when you really middle it. Katie Sharp did that twice with clearances. She got there first. It was both of them one of those sort of like situations where I just need to get there and get rid of this. TNS are causing problems. We need to end this attack. And both times, the sound of that ball coming off her boot, it was like boom, just absolutely middled it. Ball soars away. Man, just lovely, lovely stuff. Don't underestimate that. Having the technique to be able to strike a ball like that is not something everybody has got, I can promise you. Either side of it, Erin Lovis also has just been in absolutely superb form. I've always been a bit of a favourite of mine, to be honest with you. But goodness me, she is so impressive, and I feel something that she's really added to her game this season. She's strong, not the quickest, but goodness me, her positioning and her ability to adapt has really come on leaps and bounds. She's up against a very nippy front three, but it doesn't bother her. There were only a couple of occasions when they were able to trouble her for pace, and she now is able to make a really good recovery run, so they're not going to get away. They're going to have to come back inside, and if they want to really get anywhere, they're going to have to take her on her territory mano a mano, and she's going to tackle him. That's what happened both times. Superb performance by her. She is so good in the air as well. Those headers stay headed. And then on the other side, I mean, Karen Allen, what a warrior. I mean, like I said, she's been battling through injuries. A lot of it has got to be down to the fact that A, she never pulls out of a tackle and she gets caught by people. She gets fouled a hell of a lot. And also she takes a lot of fouls when she's taking the ball up the pitch. I mean, I don't think people fully appreciate the bravery of a player like that who is willing to take the whacks. And yeah, again, she was impressive. She did so well defensively in terms of dealing with things, and playing her on the right of the free means she's able to step out and try to combine with midfield. But she doesn't so much combine with midfield. She more runs through the lines, doesn't she? But she's ever so good at it. So really proper captain's performance. Like I said, Phoebe Davis came on for her, and in the run out that she had, did really well defending her penalty area. Wing backs, excellent. Cara Jones, well, no, I was going to say especially in the second half. That's not fair at all. She was really sharp and dangerous in the first half. Lots of little give and goes. Continued it in the second half. Typical tenacity. Gets the goal. She deserved the goal. Excellent all-round performance by her. And then on the other side, Lightfoot, terrific again. She was really troubling Frances Jones, who is a good young wing back. She's quality, and in that first game we played against them, 2.5 weeks ago, she was getting forwards really effectively. She wasn't in this game because she had to keep an eye on Lightfoot, and they tucked her into midfield when they changed their shape, and I think that was quite right because they needed to do something to change that. And although she's a very good player in youth international, she wasn't able to stop Lightfoot from causing problems down the left hand side. Now then, that reshaped midfield three. Right, firstly, Mary Gibbard. I like the way she goes about her business. She is unfussy but important. She reads play well. She gets across in key areas. It was more of a double pivot her and Clark with Cairns a little bit ahead. And the number of times she was making covering runs when other players stepped up, the number of times she just came across and just calmly intercepted and ended attacks before they really got going was good, and her use of the ball was crisp. Nat Clark and Cairns, definite player of the match contenders. Clark was massive in the middle of the pitch from the very start. Her reading of the game, again, her interceptions, a number of times TNS are trying to play aggressive passes and she's read it and she's stepping across and she's making it. And then often, like I said in one of the chances she made in the second half, she's often matching that with an accurate pass forwards, sometimes an instant pass forwards. The interception is also the pass. She knows exactly what she's doing. What a high quality player, and she really was excellent with that. In the second half she was able to come forwards a bit more as well into the TNS half, I thought, and you don't want her to do that because she's then going to do what Liv Fuller can do when she comes forwards from a deeper midfield position and start to play those accurate passes to players in dangerous parts of the pitch. But it was an outstanding performance, I thought, by Clark. Everything that came near her she won. Brooke Cairns has been brilliant this season, but is that her best performance? I'm saying that because she maintained the excellent levels that she's got. She battles for the ball when we haven't got it. She uses it well. She is loving showing off her technique. She is so good on the ball. The way she moves with it, her touch. Oh, man, it was great to watch. But the reason I thought this was a bit of a step up again, there was just a little sense for me of, like I said, Lily Jones, Liv Fuller and Brooke Cairns are a superb unit. At the start of the game, she's lost both of them. Now, Clark and Gibbard both played extremely well, but he just felt as well, was there a thought in her head of, right, that's two huge players not playing. I need to really be the leader in the middle of the pitch and show that I'm in charge. I think that crossed her mind. She played like that. Oh, she certainly played like that. She bossed that pitch. It was tremendous to watch. What a quality player. And then up front, again, great stuff. Well, we know what Iddenden's bringing to the party. Her use of the ball is so intelligent. She gets the goal. No, she didn't. She beg your pardon, but she's working so hard to tee chances up. She is unlucky not to get an assist, and unlucky as well not to score. She had a couple of chances. She wished she'd done better with a lob, but that's a couple of strikes on the edge of the area were very unlucky. But she's such a good player. And again, such a good technical player. And then Ava Suckley's got a bit of everything, hasn't she? She can be technical, she can be imaginative. She showed both those qualities with the first goal. She'll work like hell. She showed that quality with the second goal. And again, what a nightmare to mark. Like I said, the subs did well when they came on. I mentioned Pritchard and Davis already. Lily Jones, again, we know what we'll get with Lily. She, despite the fact she's taking all those knocks, she's not shirking her responsibility. She's getting in again and making all those challenges. And up front, Rosie Hughes, I mean, she's coming off the bench now and she's making excellent contributions. She's so sharp. She hasn't scored as many goals this season as she'd like, but I've enjoyed her performances because she's been very creative and her movement and her pace is brilliant. The chances haven't been going in for her like she'd like them to, but my word, her all-round play is excellent. And coming off the bench, I mean, she is sharper than the defenders who've been put through the ringer by Suckley and Iddenden, and she makes a big impact. That was superb. So like I said, if you are thinking, oh, this all sounds very nice and golly gosh, aren't they doing well? Come to the Rock and back them. We've got a huge 3 weeks away from home now. 2 big away games. Cardiff City, well, we know they're great, but we also know we've given them good scraps in the last few games, and we're now flying. Let's get down there and do something. Pontypridd then, neutral game. It's just been confirmed it's at Newtown, which I'm happy with. So that's a cup semi-final. And then another tough away game. Britain Ferry have been superb at home this season. So 2 proper tests there, but we are up there. We are doing ever so well. And then after that, 3 games of the season left in the league, 2 of them at home. And we can look to really finish it in style. Plus a derby away at TNS. Oh, they're a team worth following. Come and join us. With the final score of Wrexham 3, TNS 1. I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.